It's called Amarnath Yatra. It's a religious pilgrimage, or yatra, which takes place every summer in the south of India-administered Kashmir. Hundreds of thousands of Hindu pilgrims, or yatris, travel from all over India to trek up to 48 kilometers to get to this cave. Hindu scholars say the cave has been mentioned in ancient scriptures and was rediscovered in 1850 by a Kashmiri Muslim shepherd named Bhuta Malik. Hindus believe the phallus-shaped ice inside the cave is the embodiment of Lord Shiva. But is India using Yatra to tighten its grip around Kashmir? India-administered Muslim-majority Kashmir is the most militarized zone in the world. Kashmir has been disputed for more than 70 years. It's led to 3 wars and tens of thousands dead. India and Pakistan have both laid claim to it, but some Kashmiris want independence from both countries. Here are 5 things you need to know about the pilgrimage and how it's been used to deepen conflict in the conflict zone. The pilgrimage has grown over the years, as Hindu right-wing groups have encouraged pilgrims to make the journey from across India. The number of pilgrims has grown from 1,000 or 2,000 a year in the 80s to more than 300,000 pilgrims today. The surge in popularity of the pilgrimage coincides with the rise of Hindu nationalism in India in the 90s. A report published by the Jammu Kashmir Coalition of Civil Society claims that right-wing organizations such as Bajrang Dal and Vishwa Hindu Prasad began encouraging Hindus from other parts of India to perform the pilgrimage, and the government and NGOs now provide free food, accommodation and transport. It's become a state-sponsored pilgrimage. The pilgrimage was organized by local Kashmiri Pandits and Kashmiri Muslim Bhuta Malik's family for decades. But in 2000, the yatra was institutionalized and an independent body was set up to organize the pilgrimage with the support of the Indian government. The board went on to make a controversial decision to extend yatra from 15 to 45 days, and it still wants to increase the number of pilgrims. But is this being done at the expense of the environment and the people that live there? There are environmental concerns, lots and lots of them. The high altitude route the yatris take to get to the cave passes through mountains, forests and rivers. It's an ecologically fragile region. There are concerns that 18,000 people trekking through every day will damage the terrain. And then there's pollution. It's estimated that 55,000 kilograms of waste are generated for every day of the yatra, and much of it is just dumped into shallow pits. When the rains come, the waste as well as overflowing toilet tanks contaminates rivers. The pollution is threatening fish, and a report has noted the increase of jaundice and hepatitis B in villages close to the trekking route in the months that follow yatra. The region is also home to glaciers, which are already under threat from climate change. These glaciers are often cut through to make way for the pilgrims and affected by noise pollution, fires and helicopters. To date, no environmental impact or sustainability reports have been commissioned. The pilgrimage has been heavily militarized. An additional 30,000 to 50,000 armed personnel are deployed to the region. Pilgrims have been attacked in the past. 89 pilgrims and local service people were killed between 2000 and 2002 by unidentified gunmen. In 2017, 8 people were attacked and killed. The Indian government believes the attackers were militants of a Kashmiri separatist movement. Many Kashmiris have protested against the attacks. In 2019, Kashmiris were outraged by severe restrictions on their daily lives with increased security. This 100-kilometer stretch of the highway is closed for most of the day, except for convoys of pilgrims. Regular residents are only able to use the routes for 3.5 hours in the evening. Some main train lines have also been suspended, and it's affecting students, patients and traders. Hindu right-wing groups say the annual pilgrimage boosts the local economy. But does it? Historically, many locals relied on providing meals, tents and horses to get by. But when the board took over in 2000, they fixed prices at rates that some locals say are unprofitable. Food previously sold by local people is now provided by langars, or community kitchens, mostly from Haryana, Punjab and Delhi. The langars fundraise in different parts of India and advertise yatra to more people. Tensions between local service providers and langars have often led to conflicts in which Kashmiris are beaten. And they complain that the yatra actually has a negative impact on the economy, because much of the pilgrimage is sponsored. Very few people spend money in Kashmir, and regular tourists avoid the region because of the pilgrims. A controversy over land led to a mass uprising. In 2008, the government agreed to transfer about a square kilometer of land to the board to set up permanent shelters and infrastructure for pilgrims. It was met by protests from Kashmiris. Many Kashmiris felt the government was trying to impose demographic change in the region. 61 Kashmiris were killed during a month-long protest. The government ended up revoking the land transfer. Meanwhile, far-right Hindu groups in Jammu imposed an economic blockade on Kashmir. So, is India taking advantage of a sacred spiritual journey to lay claim to the land.
Thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe.